and ammunition supplied by Britain. Palestinians are born into trauma, they exist in trauma, they have lived and died through decades of subjugation and humiliation. The Gaza Strip has been under blockade for 14 years, with Palestinians being deprived of their basic human needs. Israel continues to defy international law through the creation of settlements in Palestinian land and the forced removal of Palestinian families. East Jerusalem is the site of Al-Aqsa Masjid, one of our holiest sites. It's constantly under threat, and just this week we have seen worshippers attacked. Assertion that Israel is simply responding to violence. Israel is the instigator and initiator of violence through their brutal and oppressive occupation of Palestinian land, including Gaza. With today, and thank you for inviting me to speak. I know that many people have celebrated Eid this week, but it has not been the same for many reasons, especially seeing the atrocities occurring against Palestinian brothers and sisters, which is why we are gathered here and now, loud and proud, to show Luton's heartfelt solidarity with the Palestinian people. We have seen in the news, online, and heard from loved ones horrific levels of violence and terror. Mosques stormed, women beaten, airstrikes, buildings razed to the ground, and children killed. The attacks, the brutality, the violence, the forced evictions, the lives lost, the children lost. It's unimaginable levels of loss. It must stop, and it must stop now.
Yeah!
The Israeli forces have clearly and coldly broken international law, and the international community has a duty to not stand idly by. The international community cannot and must not be silent. We must use our voices to say loud and clear that this violence, that this illegal action will not go unchecked. And some people, they might ask, well, what can Boris Johnson, what can Dominic Raab do? There are a lot of answers there, but for a start, they should condemn the brutality that we've seen against people worshipping at Al-Aqsa Mosque. That would be a start. People walking through the street, children being killed. They should be using every diplomatic tool within their power and to stop the Israeli government with these illegal evictions and these airstrikes now. And finally, the UK must stop selling arms to states where we know they are and they have been targeted against civilians. Only then will we see hope for a peaceful time, a peaceful future, where Palestine is recognised as the state that it is and the rights of the Palestinian people are realised. Solidarity now and always.
Please help them. Raise your voice. Show your compassion and act today and now. Oh Allah, have mercy our brothers and sisters. Those are struggling for life and freedom. Thanks.
UK media will call these Palestinian riots. They ignore the fact that Palestinians are defending themselves from Zionist racists who are shouting death to Arabs and calling for the genocide of the Palestinians. Today's ethnic cleansing in Sheikh Jarrah is nothing new. Ethnic cleansing of Palestinians started 100 years ago during the British mandate under the policy of the Balfour Declaration. Nakba Day 73 years ago in 1948 was just the climax of the Zionist apartheid project and has continued ever since. This, however, is not a religious issue. Many Palestinians are Christian, and just like our Muslim and other Palestinians have their human rights attacked daily and brutally by the Israeli settlers, the police and their army. The attacks on Al-Aqsa Mosque are an attack on all Palestinians. It is an issue of Zionist colonization, denial of human rights, apartheid, and today we can add genocide to the crimes being committed by Israel as they bomb Gaza.